Welcome all to my YouTube channel Shweta Gupta Chemistry Classes. As we are doing the chapter first of class 11 chemistry, some basic concepts of chemistry, and in that we are discussing the laws of chemical combinations. So in that today we'll be studying the law of multiple proportions. So what does this law state? Law of multiple proportions. Multiple means two or more things. So now here if we take two elements, carbon and oxygen, these two are two different elements. Here carbon and oxygen combines to form two compounds. Here as you can see, carbon and oxygen are two elements which combines to form two compounds, two different compounds. One is carbon monoxide and another one it is forming is carbon dioxide. So they combine to form two compounds, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. And you can see the number of carbon atoms in both carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide are same, while the number of oxygen atoms are varying in the two compounds. Here we have only one oxygen atom and here we have two oxygen atom. So oxygen's atomic mass is varying while carbon is having a fixed mass in both the compounds that are formed by combining carbon and oxygen. Then in this law, the element whose mass is varying, you have to take out the ratio of the mass of that element. So you need to take out the ratio of oxygen. You have to take out the ratio of mass of oxygen atom. So here in first one we have only one oxygen atom. So the ratio will be for one oxygen atom 16 atomic mass, but for 2 it is 2 into 16. So it is 32. So on taking out the ratio of 16 is to 32, it is equals to 1 is to 2. So this is a simple whole number ratio. So the element whose mass is varying, it bear a simple whole number ratio to one another. So this is what this law illustrates. Now we'll come to the definition. When two elements, carbon oxygen, combine to form two carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, two or more chemical compounds, then the mass of one element, here the mass of one element, that is oxygen, which combines with a fixed mass of another. Here the fixed mass element is carbon. So the mass of one element, that is oxygen, which is combining with a fixed mass of another element, that is carbon. Carbon is having fixed mass, bear a simple ratio to one another. The element whose mass is varying, you have to take out the ratio of atomic mass of that element. So ratio of atomic mass of oxygen and O2. So the ratio comes out to be 16 is to 32. That is equals to 1 is to 2. So this is what the law of multiple proportions states. When two elements combine to form two or more chemical compounds, and the mass of one element which combines with a fixed mass of another element, that is carbon, bear a simple ratio to one another. That is the element whose mass is varying, that is oxygen, bear a simple ratio to one another. Now we'll do one numerical based on this law. Carbon is found to form two oxides. Here carbon is forming two oxides. So which contains 42.9% and 27.3% of carbon respectively. So here there are two oxides that are formed by carbon, and the percentage of carbon in both the oxides are given. In first oxide, percentage of carbon is 42.9%, and in second oxide the percentage of carbon is 27.3%. 3%. And with the help of this data, you need to show whether this illustrates the law of multiple proportions or not. So what do we do in law of multiple proportion? We have to take out the ratio of that element whose mass is varying. Like earlier we have find out the mass of oxygen atom whose mass was varying. So here two oxides are given. Carbon percentage is given 42.9% and 27.3%. So what will be the percentage of oxygen, as oxide is forming by combining carbon and oxygen. So to take out the percentage, we'll do what? 100 minus 42.9. It will give the percentage of oxygen. 100 minus 42.9, because 100% is made by combining the percent of carbon and percentage of oxygen. So it will be 100 minus percentage of carbon. It will give you percentage of oxygen. So it will be 100 minus 42.9%. It will be 57.1% for first oxide, and for second oxide will be 100 minus 27.3, that is 72.7%. Then here the mass of carbon will be combining. Always the mass, the substance whose mass is given, that mass will be varying, and another will be having fixed mass. So here the mass of oxygen will be fixed and the mass of carbon will be varying because its mass is given. So its mass will be varying and mass of oxygen is fixed. So we have to find out the mass of carbon. We have to find out the mass of carbon and then find out the ratio between the masses of carbon atom. So here we can say 57 point, what we need to find out for carbon, and with the help of what? With the help of oxygen. So what you can write, देखो जो तुम्हें निकालना होता है वो हमेशा राइट साइड पे लिखते हैं. यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट द मास ऑफ कार्बन, सो यू नीड टू राइट 42.9% ऑन द राइट साइड. एंड with the help of what you need to find out, we are finding out with the help of oxygen. So oxygen will come on the left side. That's what I have written, 57.1, with the help of which I have to find out the answer on the left side. 57.1 part by mass of oxygen combines with carbon. इतना पार्ट ऑफ ऑक्सीजन कितने पार्ट कार्बन के साथ कंबाइन कर रहा है ऑक्साइड फॉर्म करने के लिए? 42.9 पार्ट्स ऑफ कार्बन के साथ. इन द सेम वे नाउ unitary method, 57.1 part by mass of oxygen combines with carbon is equals to 42.9 parts. So 1 part by mass of oxygen combines with kitna part of carbon? Unitary method 1 part kitna? This will go in the denominator. So 1 part will be with 42.9 upon 57.1. So it will come out to be 0.751. Now for second oxide, again with the help of oxygen we need to find out the percentage of carbon. So you can write with the help of the data already we have find out 72.7 parts of oxygen combines with carbon is equals to 27.3 parts. So 1 part with how much? 27.3 divided by 72.7. So it comes out to be 0.376. So we got the percentage of carbon. Here it is 0.751 and in another one it is 0.376. So we need to find out the ratio between these two parts of carbon. So 0.751 is to 0.376. So it comes out to be 2:1, which is a simple whole number ratio. So thus you can say that this data illustrates the law of multiple proportions. Now the next law we'll be doing is Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volumes. Gay-Lussac has given a law that is based on gaseous volume, that is based on the volumes of the gases. So here firstly I'll tell you with the help of example, then we'll come to the definition. When gases combine, here hydrogen and chlorine are gases. So when gases combines, gases always combine in volume. So here one volume of hydrogen is combining with one volume of chlorine. So when gases combine, they always do so in volume. Gases always combine in volume. And these two gases volume will bear a simple ratio to one another. The these two gases, they are combining in, it is having one volume and it is also having one volume, and HCl is formed. This gas is having two volumes, so two volume of HCl are formed when you combine one volume of HCl with one volume of chlorine. So what happens, these gases, the gases which combines in volume, they bear a simple whole number ratio to each other. If you take out the ratio of their volume, so it will be 1:1. And these two gases which combines to form the third gas will these two gases will also bear a simple ratio to the volume of the gas formed. So one volume, two volume. These three will bear a simple ratio to each other. I'll explain this once again. When two gases combine, gases always combine in volume. Here one volume of hydrogen combined with one volume of chlorine. So these two bear a simple ratio to each other. So 1:1. And the product formed, that is 2HCl. So means two volume of HCl are formed. So these two gases which bear simple ratio to one another, that is 1:1, will also bear a simple ratio to the product form. So 1:1:2 will be the ratio, and the condition will be under similar temperature and pressure. This reaction will be carried out under the similar condition of temperature and pressure. So what does this law illustrate? When gases combine or react, they always do so in volumes. Which bear a simple ratio to one another, that is 1:1, and to the volume of product is to the volume of product if the product formed is also gas. But the condition is that provided all measurements of volume are done under similar condition of temperature and pressure. If all these measurements are done under similar condition of temperature and pressure, you have to carry out the reaction under similar condition of temperature and pressure. So this is what Gale-Lussac's law of gaseous volume illustrates. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.